Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Brockopp side. Yeah, so this is basically the second episode of what's hopefully going to be a weekly live stream where we, talk about movies, just to have a good time, and maybe some fun stuff will ensue. If you were here last week, this is probably looking a little different for you. Definitely made a few upgrades since then of using my actual camera that I use for filming videos connected to my computer, and I'm using Restream for the probably the very first time, just wanted to make it a little more exciting. But yeah, looks like we got a couple people coming into the chat already. All right, pretty cool. So yeah, so on the agenda for tonight, we're going to talk about a couple new 4K releases that came out this week, including the Universal Classic Monsters Collection in 4K, as well as Halloween 2 in 4K, released by Shout Factory, or technically Scream Factory, I guess. And yeah, I was going to do like full-on videos for these this week, but it just ended up being one of those weeks where it's just like, things didn't really go according to plans. I figured, hey, I will just talk about them live, and I will, of course, give away the digital code for the 4K for the Universal Monsters. Halloween 2 does not have one, unfortunately, and this is not going to be how it's going to be from here on out. I promise there are going to be more standalone actual Blu-ray review videos. It's just been one of those weeks, unfortunately. Okay, so let me just double check, make sure everything is good here. And let me just take care of one more little quick thing. Which doesn't want to work. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Alright, so yeah, without further ado, I guess we'll start out with Halloween 2. So, yeah, as you can see here, got the really cool 4K edition. Now, Shout Factory slash Scream Factory came out with 4Ks of Halloweens 1 through 5, I believe. I only picked up Halloween 2 just because I have the first one in 4K from the release that came out a few years ago. And wasn't really sure if there was any major difference between the two, so I was like, yeah, I'll just skip that one. I have no real desire to get all 5 of them in 4K, at least not immediately, but definitely want to get Halloween 2 because it's definitely one of the better Halloween movies. I would like to also get Halloween 4 eventually, but I think I'll just start with 2 because, this one might not be quite as good as the first one, but I do think it's definitely one of the more solid Halloween sequels. It's one of those where there's a couple of things that were added in there, plot-wise, world-building-wise, that some Halloween fans have taken issue with, like, well, spoilers. Like how Michael Myers just somehow compelled to come out on Halloween to commit these, acts of murder and all that. And also the big one that Laurie Strode and Michael Myers are siblings. So, it's basically just him coming back to kill off his entire family, which is not really a plot point that I ever had any issue with. Honestly, I think honestly it makes a reasonable amount of sense. So it's kind of a bummer that they retcon that in the newer movies, but it's whatever. So right there we've got the 4K with some really cool looking artwork. Then there's the backside right there. I'll just take off just the slip cover here. And one thing I do want to add is the fact that this is actually a really sturdy slip cover. This is like not your basic, crappy paper one. This is like some really thick cardboard, so it's nice and sturdy, and honestly, it just feels really, really good. Now, I don't know if you could tell over here, but there's a weird little like scratch or like blade cut on my slip cover. Before you ask, no, I didn't do it. It wasn't me. Yeah, I did not notice that until I got home with it, so I was like, oh, well, that's weird. I don't know if maybe like when they were taking these out of the packaging or something, maybe they just accidentally cut this one. I don't know, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, so then there's the Blu-ray itself, same thing. So then if we just open it up like so, so there you've got your 4K disc right there. And you've got Blu-ray disc there with the theatrical cut. And something that's also really cool is it comes with the television cut of Halloween 2 as well, only on DVD, but that's still pretty cool because I've never actually seen the TV cut of either Halloween 1 or 2. So that's a really nice addition, very beefy collector's set right here. So, yeah, as far as the picture quality goes, it looks fantastic in 4K. I know some people had issue with the 4K transfer of the original Halloween movie, but or at least maybe saying it wasn't great. I never really had an issue with it. That was really good, and yeah. But this movie looks really good in 4K. I've seen it on both DVD and Blu-ray, and now 4K. Definitely, 4K is the best way to go. It's got the richer colors and the deeper blacks and all the beautiful details and that wonderful film grain, and so yeah, definitely worth the upgrade in my opinion if you're a fan of this movie. And yeah, as far as the bonus content goes, there doesn't seem to be anything new as far as the bonus features go. You know, it's pretty much... Actually, there is... I'm sorry, I'm mistaken. There is one more new interview with production manager Jeffrey Chernoff. But other than that, it seems to be just a collection of other bonus features from previous releases, which, you know, normally would bother me, but there's, you know, a decent amount of content here, so I'll let it slide this time. But, yeah, so it's a brand new 4K scan from the original camera negative, new Dolby Atmos mix, and, yeah, overall, really happy with this 4K release of Halloween 2. Now, I'm definitely a bit more compelled to get the other ones, too. Maybe even Halloween 1 with the new 4K, because I think it is a brand new 4K transfer for that movie, so that'd be kind of cool. But I think at the very least I will get Halloween 4 at some point. But yeah, if you were thinking about picking this up on 4K, I definitely recommend it. And again, no digital code to give away, so I apologize. Alright, so now we're just going to take a quick break for a second. Gonna check up on a couple things. Just... All right. Just going to double check to make sure everything's looking okay right now. All right. Okay. Just want to be sure that everything was going okay. But yes. So how's everyone's evening going? You know, it's Friday and the weekend and all of that. All right, so I guess we'll move on to the other Blu-ray we're going to talk about, which is the Universal Monsters Collection in wonderful 4K. I was really looking forward to this coming out because I'm a big fan of Universal Monsters, and I've also just been really wanting to see more older films from like the 1930s and so on get the 4K treatment because I feel like they would look really good in 4K, and well, from what I've seen with these, definitely true. But yeah, this is a really nice looking box set. You got, you know, Dracula, the Frankenstein monster, the Wolfman, and the Invisible Man. And between all four of these, I've actually never seen the Wolfman before, so now that I have it in 4K, I could finally check it out. But I've seen all these other ones before. So yeah, so there's the front side one more time, and there's the back side like so. So now if we just remove the slip cover, and as you can see there, it's got one of these really cool digibook design things. I've always really liked these. I don't know why, they just look really cool, and couple that with a nice little slip cover. Of course, not as sturdy as Halloween 2's, but you know, it's whatever. So then on the back side, you got the classic Universal logo right there. And yes, now we'll just kind of scroll through a little bit. So you got the Frankenstein monster and Dracula. Sorry, my screen's a little mirrored, so everything I'm doing is a little backwards at the moment. Then over there you've got Dracula with the 4K over here, and then the Blu-ray over here. List of all the bonus contents. Then same thing there with Frankenstein, the Invisible Man, and the... Oops. And the Wolfman right there. Then there's the very last page there with the Invisible Man and the Wolfman. Very nice designed packaging, really like that. And if I'm not mistaken, they also release these individually too. So if you want just Frankenstein or just Dracula or something, I do think they came out with individual steelbooks for these. If you don't want the box set, you can do that. I was thinking about just doing that, like maybe getting Dracula and Frankenstein, but when I went to Best Buy, they didn't have them, so I was like, screw it, I'll just get the really cool box set. I think it was like 65, maybe $70, but so far it's been well worth it. But yeah, so as far as the picture quality goes, like I mentioned, I had a feeling that the 4K was going to look really good for these movies, and I was definitely correct. There's just something about older films getting the 4K treatment like this that they just look so much better than ever before. I think that's just because they were shot on film, processed in a more analog way, so there's just a lot more to work with. That's from what I've heard at least. But yeah, just very cool to finally have these in my collection because up until this point, I think the only ones I had on Blu-ray or anything were Dracula. I have like a little box set I bought like from Big Lots a couple of years ago. But yeah, so very cool to add these to the collection. And yeah, as far as the bonus content goes, similar thing to Halloween 2. Nothing really new as far as bonus content goes, unfortunately, but again, it's a collection of previous bonus contents from other releases which I've never seen slash don't have, so I'm okay with it this time. But just to give you a quick little rundown of what they've got here. It's got the 1931 Spanish version of Dracula. That's actually something brand new I learned from watching the bonus content, is that there's a completely different Spanish version of the movie, which, some people have said that technically speaking might be the superior movie, but that's just kind of cool they add that in there. Also got plenty of behind the scenes documentaries talking about the legacy of these movies, 100 plus years later, which is really nice. Featurettes on the main actors, Bela Lugosi, Lon Chaney, and Boris Karloff, commentaries, trailers, and more. And there's a couple of featurettes talking about like restoring these movies and things like that, which is really cool, especially since these are, many, many, many decades old. Kind of getting to see that process was really cool. But yeah, overall, I definitely would say this is worth a pickup if you like Universal Monsters, want to add more to your 4K collection and all of that. But yeah, so I'm gonna set that down real quick. Somebody is buzzing me. Leave me alone. Okay. Now, even though Halloween 2 did not have a digital code, the Universal Monsters one does, so I'm going to give that away. Just gonna flash it on the screen for a couple of seconds, and then whoever gets it can have it. If the one person watching gets it, or somebody re-watches this later, have fun with that. And just fair warning, it's only one code for the entire collection. It's not like individual codes for individual movies, which is kind of a bummer. But anywho, so without further ado, just going to slap the code, and you can't see it from over there because I have my camera in manual focus, so hang on one second. Alright, that's not working, hang on. Totally not a complete disaster going on right now. Okay, this is one of those weird times where using manual focus is actually not that great of an idea. So what I will do instead, just this one time, is I'll just type the code into the chat. And whoever wants to copy and paste that into their Movies Anywhere code or whatever, just feel free. So just hang tight with me one second here. 47.6. Let's see, got a couple people in the chat. So we got Daniel N, couldn't see the code at all. I know, I'm trying to fix that right now, so don't just hang tight 1 second here. Okay, so just put the code in the chat right there, so I'll just put it on the screen there for a couple seconds. So if anybody wants to claim that, feel free to. It's gonna go away in 3, 2, 1. Bye-bye. Alright, and of course it's still in the chat too, so if you want to pick it up there, go ahead. But yes, so don't need that anymore. Whoop! Okay. So, yep, so just a quick little recap. Alright, so just a quick little recap of what we've got going on here. Been going for about 16 minutes so far. Talked about Halloween 2, 4K, and Universal Monsters. Definitely cool to pick those up. Let's see. Got some of the chat. Daniel N. Didn't get it. Someone was really quick. Yeah, that's part of why I don't give away the codes like that in the main videos anymore. Thanks, though. Yeah, no worries. I'd like to give away the code just because I don't use them, so why not just, give them to people that might actually use them. But, yeah, like what I was saying before, that's why I don't give away the codes like that anymore. Like in the early days when I was, who the heck is buzzing me? Leave me alone. Sorry. So yeah, back when I first started doing the Blu-ray reviews on the channel, I was just, holding up the code on the screen, be like, all right, here it is. Whoever gets it first can have it. Bye-bye. And yeah, I kind of stopped doing that because it seemed like within like 8 seconds of upload, somebody would get it, and it's like it didn't really seem all that fair. So I was like, okay, maybe if I just make people, comment like why they should do it, then I can like properly pick out who gets it. I feel like that would have been a lot better, and also it helps with the analytics on the videos because more comments and all that. But anywho. Okay, so yeah, we're probably just gonna go for about 30 minutes or so like last week. Still working out the kinks to this whole live stream thing, so yeah, if anybody watching's got any questions or comments or anything they want to talk about, feel free to bring those up. But yeah, so that was kind of the main portion of the live stream. So let's just talk about a couple other things real quick. Actually, hang on 1 second. Just gonna... Yep. I made sure to use a drink bottle container thing with a lid, because last week I spilled my drink all over the table. That was not fun. See, Daniel, I think the other camera setup worked better. A lot of lag, really? Huh. Blurry and out of focus. That's odd. Yeah, it looks okay from my end, but, okay, well, I don't want that, so I think we'll just switch. See if I can't. See if I can't fix that real quick. Okay, so there we go. Switch back to my webcam. So, yeah, let me know if that helped at all. We're out of focus. That's weird. Yeah, again, still trying to work at all the kinks here, but starting to think it might be a lot easier if I just use my webcam from now on. Okay. Just double check. Alright, so yeah, hopefully this definitely looks a lot better, but yes, so yeah, what else is going on? Let's just talk for a few minutes, I guess, then we'll wrap things up here for the evening. So yeah, actually, one thing that came out earlier today was the fact that Lego revealed all the new sets for the new The Batman. That come out in like November, which is really cool. I knew Lego were gonna make sets based on the movie, but finally getting to see them in all their glory was really cool. They've got like one Batmobile set with the Penguin, a Batcycle one with Catwoman, a Batcave set, and a larger Technic style Batmobile, which is really cool. For those of you that don't know, I love Legos. You know, grew up playing with them and stuff, so I always get excited when Lego sets like that get announced. So yeah, probably gonna pick up all those day one when they come out. But yeah, but anyway, oh yeah, so No Time to Die came out like last, excuse me, last night, I believe, which is cool, but just so everyone knows, I haven't seen it yet, and the reason is I still haven't seen any of the Daniel Craig James Bond movies. I've been meaning to watch them for like a freaking year now, and I just kept not doing it. And I was like, oh, shoot, my procrastination has gotten to me again. So, yeah, I'm gonna do my best to watch all like 3 or 4 of those this weekend and then go see the movie like Tuesday or something. And yeah, that should be fun. But on the bright side, Halloween Kills comes out next week, which I'm really excited for, and I have seen all the previous movies, so that's even better. Might actually be going to an early screening of that on Tuesday, which is super exciting. I haven't been to one of those in a minute. Let's see. Daniel N. Still think Casino Royale is the best Daniel Craig James Bond movie. Yeah, that's what I've heard as well. I know a lot of people really liked Skyfall as well, and quite honestly, I'm not sure how I've made it this far without seeing any of them. So, yeah, I'm definitely gonna need to do something about that over the course of the next couple of days or so. Alright, let me just get one more drink of water here. Alright, so. Alright, Daniel Land, like the continuity of the story between each of the Daniel Craig Bond movies. Okay, cool. Alright, so that's definitely something to look forward to. Alright, so we're going for about 23 minutes or so. Yeah. I think definitely next time I do one of these live shows, I need to have somebody here with me so there's just somebody to talk to, because there's a lot of very weird, awkward silence going around with these live streams, and it's nobody's fault but my own, so yeah, definitely next time I do one of these, need to have somebody here with me to bounce things off of. And I've got a few people lined up for that, so hopefully next time we do one of these, there won't be one this coming Friday or next Friday just because I've got other things going on, but the week after that, hopefully we'll be here with another physical human being, which would definitely improve things. But yeah, so I think we're just going to wrap things up here a couple minutes early, just because not a whole lot left to talk about. And yeah, so again, just if you were thinking about picking these up, definitely recommend it. But yeah, so I guess hopefully next time we do one of these, it'll be even better. I think these things are just gonna slowly improve a little bit each time, but yeah, so I'll see you guys next time on the Brockopp.